Hello, dear students. Uh, in this period, we are going to study about the preparation and properties of various hydrocarbons. Let us start with the Kolbe's method. This Kolbe's method is also known as the Kolbe's electrolytic method too. So let us have a look to the Kolbe's electrolytic method. Kolbe's electrolytic method is a very useful method that can be used to prepare all three kinds of acyclic or open chain hydrocarbons. Please remember, my dear students, that using Kolbe's electrolytic method, we can even prepare cyclic compounds. Using Kolbe's electrolytic method, we can prepare some cyclic compounds too. So please remember that using the Kolbe's electrolytic method, we can prepare some of the cyclic compounds even, my dear students. Now let's move forward. In this method, alkene and alkynes are prepared by the electrolysis. Electrolysis means passing the electricity. That is what it is known as the electrolysis. So let us see how. For electrolysis, aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid is used. So we are going to use the various sodium, various carboxylic acid, but we need to convert this carboxylic acid into their sodium or potassium salts, my dear students. So let's go for it. Let us understand it well. For example, if you want to prepare ethane, then we will use acetic acid and we will use the sodium or potassium acetate or sodium or potassium ethanoate, aqueous solution of sodium or potassium ethanoate. For preparation of ethene, my dear students, we are going to use the sodium or potassium succinate or sodium or potassium salt of succinic acid. For the preparation of ethine, my dear students, we are going to take the aqueous solution of sodium or potassium malate, or we use the malic acid and we convert this malic acid into the sodium or potassium malate. For the preparation of propane, my dear students, we are going to use the propanoic acid or we can use the sodium propanoate. So this is how use the various we can use the various types of mm, carboxylic acid. Please note that now you need to remember, my dear students, please note that uh, methane cannot be prepared by this method. So please remember, my dear students, that we cannot prepare methane by this method. Methane cannot be prepared by this method. Now, why methane cannot be prepared by this method? That is what we are going to study into the uh, further periods or into the few other periods. Now, let's move forward and understand. First, the preparation of ethane by the Kolbe's electrolytic method. So now we are going to study the preparation of ethane by the Kolbe's electrolytic method. Let us move forward and understand the preparation of Kolbe's electrolytic method. So let us study the preparation of Kolbe's electrolytic method. In preparation of Kolbe's electrolytic method, for the preparation of ethane, here we are going to study for the preparation of our ethane. So let us prepare it. First, we take the ethanoic acid, we allow it to react with the sodium hydroxide, and we get sodium ethanoate. Please remember that we are going to use the aqueous solution of sodium ethanoate. So this sodium ethanoate or sodium acetate, we add it into the water. So we'll take the aqueous solution of sodium ethanoate or sodium acetate. You can see in this figure. In this figure, you can see, my dear students, that we have taken this particular, in this figure you can see, I hope you can see it well. I hope you all can see this figure. In this figure, we have taken the sodium acetate or sodium ethanoate. The aqueous solution of sodium ethanoate or sodium acetate. That is what it is. And two electrodes, which are known as the anode and cathode, they are placed inside it, and then the electricity is passed through using the battery. When the electricity is passed through it, we can get the various compounds formed at anode and cathode. You can see that at anode we get carbon dioxide gas and ethane C2H6, and into the at the cathode we get hydrogen gas, and into the solution, my dear students, we are going to get the NaOH. So this is how, my dear students, we can see the chemical equation for this even. So looking at the chemical equation, you can see that when we pass the electricity or when we do the electrolysis of the sodium ethanoate or aqueous solution of sodium ethanoate or sodium acetate, at anode we get ethane, at anode we get carbon dioxide gas, at cathode we get hydrogen gas, and at the same time in the electrolytic solution we get sodium hydroxides. So this is how, my dear students, we understand this. Now let us see the mechanism how this formation of ethane takes place into the various steps. The reaction is supposed to follow the following path or following mechanism. In step 1, let us see what happens, my dear students. That in the step 1, my dear students, the dissociation or ionization takes place. So sodium acetate dissociate or ionize into the cation and anion. You can see this is an anion. This is the cation. So your sodium ethanoate, when it dissociates, it gives the acetate ion and sodium ion. Then, my dear students, in the second step, step 2, in step 2, let's understand the reaction taking place at anode. So let us see what happens at anode. These anions are attracted towards anode. So this anion CH3COO minus loses its 2 electron because we have 2 anions, so it loses 2 electron and we get free radical. This is even a free radical. This free radical loses its 2 carbon dioxide gas, which goes out as a gas, and we have the methyl free radical here produced. These two methyl free radicals, when they combine with each others, so this free radical give ethane. Two methyl free radicals, they combine with each other to gives us the ethane. So this is how, my dear students, we can get ethane from the two methyl free radicals. Now let us see what happens at cathode. So in step 3, let us understand the reaction taking place at cathode. You can see that at cathode we have water molecule which takes the electron and produces OH minus ion and hydrogen free radical. And these two hydrogen free radicals combines to give us the hydrogen gas. This is what it takes place at cathode. So this is how, my dear students, we can understand the various reactions taking place at anode and cathode. And this is what it was the mechanism for the Kolbe's electrolytic method. So we have seen the mechanism for the preparation of the ethane by using the Kolbe's electrolytic method. Now we have the next question. Let us look at the next question, my dear students. How to prepare ethane using coal-based electrolytic method? Sorry, it is ethene. So the question, let me read the question once again. How to prepare ethene using the coal-based electrolytic method? So let us understand the answer. Here, let us understand the answer. When aqueous solution of potassium succinate is passed electricity, ethene is prepared along with carbon dioxide, hydrogen and potassium hydroxide. If we take sodium succinate, we would get sodium hydroxide instead of potassium hydroxide. In short, sodium or potassium salt of saturated dicarboxylic acid produce alkene on electrolysis. Please remember this, that the sodium or potassium salt of saturated dicarboxylic acid produces the alkene. So you can see that we have potassium succinate and water. We pass electricity so that the electrolysis takes place. And at anode we get ethene. At anode we get carbon dioxide gas. Into the electrolytic solution we get potassium hydroxide, and at cathode we get hydrogen gas. For that, my dear students, let us study the mechanism of this reaction. So let us study the mechanism for this particular reaction and find out or understand it. Let us look at the mechanism. First step is the step of ionization or dissociation. So here we have the we have potassium succinate, which in water it gives us the anion and our cation 2K plus. This anion at anode, it is attracted at anode and it loses 2 electron to give us the free radical. This free radical undergoes the process of decarboxylation. So 2 molecules of carbon dioxide are being removed and we get the CH2 free radical. Both this CH2 free radical, this electron actually, this both the electron, they are collected to make the double bond, and from this free radical we get ethene. Same way, my dear students, at cathode we this water molecule gets 2 electron to produce 2 OH minus and 2H plus, and two hydrogen free radicals, and both these hydrogen free radicals, they combine with each other to give us the hydrogen gas. So this is how. Now let us see what happens at electrolyte. We have seen that 2 OH minus have been produced. In the first step itself, during the process of ionization, there were 2 potassium ions have already been produced. They combine with each other to gives us the 2 potassium hydroxide. And this is how we can have the various products obtained at anode and cathode. Now, my dear students, we have next question. What happens if sodium or potassium salt of adipic acid undergo the Kolbe's electrolytic process? So now let us understand this. What happens if the adipic acid, sodium or potassium salt of adipic acid undergoes the Kolbe's electrolytic process? Let us first understand the structure of adipic acid. It is COOH, CH2, 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 COOH. So there are total 6 carbons, out of which there are 2 COOH group, 2 carboxylic group present at both the terminals, and this is how we get the adipic acid. Potassium salt of adipic acid, that is KOOC, CH2, 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 COOK. This is potassium adipate, or it is the potassium salt of adipic acid. This potassium salt of adipic acid, when it is added to water, we get the aqueous solution of um, or it undergoes the process of ionization, let's say, and it gives us the 2 ion 2K plus and COO minus, CH2, 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 COO minus ions. When this electricity is passed through these ions, this ion loses its 2 electron and gives us the free radical. This free radical, whatever we get, loses two molecules of carbon dioxide, and we get the CS free radical, as you can see here in the picture, that is free radical CH2 bonded to CH2, and again we have next or another free radical. Both these electrons which are present into the free radical, they they simply make a bond between these two CH2, and thus we can have the bond formed between these two CH2, my dear students, and thus we have a cyclobutane obtained by this method. When sodium or potassium salt of adipic acid undergoes Kolbe's electrolysis, it gives us cyclobutane, my dear students, which is a cyclic hydrocarbon. Please remember that on further, if we pass further electricity, my dear students, from this cyclobutane, sometimes we get cyclobutene also by the removal of hydrogens. So, but here I have not mentioned, but I'm letting you know verbally that if we keep on passing the electricity from cyclobutane, there is a possibility that we get cyclobutene also. Now let us understand more examples, my dear students. Suppose we have this kind of sodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid. This is what it is known as 2,3-dimethyl succinic acid, or potassium salt of 2,3-dimethyl succinic acid. When we pass the electricity, we will get 2-butene, because this COOK can be removed and this bond has been formed, and this is how we get 2-butene. Same way, my dear students, if we look at the other examples, we can come to know few more things. Let us look at this. So let us study a few more example, my dear students. That if we have the cyclobutane bonded to the COOK or carboxylic acid, and if we pass the electricity from the aqueous solution of potassium salt, we get bicyclobutane. Same way, if we have cyclobutane and which is bonded to two carboxylic acid group to the adjacent carbon, by the passing electricity, we can get a cyclobutene. If the COOH group are bonded to the opposite carbon, or if, let us say, if this is the first carbon and this is the third carbon, so 1,3-dicarboxylic acid of cyclobutane, then we can see that there is a bond formed between, a bridge bond formed between the first carbon and the third carbon into the cyclobutane. Same way, my dear students, if we have the um, COO2 carboxylic acid group bonded to the other 6 carbon, and if we choose that kind of potassium salt of such a carboxylic acid into the aqueous solution, we get the electrolysis process takes place and we get cyclohexane produced. So you can see that we have prepared cyclobutane, we can get cyclohexane. Same way, my dear students, we can have few more products from the electrolytic process. So now, my dear students, we are going to study the preparation of the various um, alkynes that we can even prepare by the Kolbe's electrolytic method. But before that, let me show you the various types of carboxylic acid that we can use, and we can prepare the various other types of compounds. For example, if we have the monocarboxylic acids, like having only one COOH group, for example, if we have methanoic acid, ethanoic acid, or propanoic acid, we can use these and we can prepare the um, by the process of electrolysis, we can prepare the various alkanes. Same way, my dear students, if we have the saturated dicarboxylic acids, like having two COOH groups, for example, oxalic acid or malonic acid or succinic acid or glutamic acid or adipic acid, my dear students, we may get the, on electrolysis, my dear students, we may get either alkene or we may get cycloalkane. So, and then, my dear students, if we have the unsaturated dicarboxylic acid, which are having two things, one, either the COOH group as well as the C double bond C also present in them, we may get the we can use them. We have a wonderful example of two acids of this type. These two acids where we have the C double bond C and both the carboxylic acid groups are present on the same side. This is what it is known as the cis isomers. And if both the carboxylic groups are present on the opposite side, it is known as the trans isomers. This type of trans-butane dioic acid is known as the fumaric acid, and cis dibutanoic acid is known as the maleic acid. Please remember, my dear students, that maleic acid is water soluble, whereas fumaric acid is water insoluble. And we have seen that for the Kolbe's electrolytic method, we need to use the aqueous solution of the sodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid, and that is why we cannot use the fumaric acid, but we can use the maleic acid, and that is why the sodium or potassium salt of maleic acid is utilized, or aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of maleic acid is utilized for the preparation of alkyne, which is known as the ethyne. So I hope, my dear students, now you understood that by using the various types of carboxylic acid, for example, if we use the monocarboxylic acid, we may get alkane. If we use the dicarboxylic acid, which are saturated, we may get alkene or cycloalkanes. And if we use the unsaturated dicarboxylic acid, we may get alkynes. So let us have a look to the mechanism and understanding how can we prepare ethyne by using the electrolytic method or Kolbe's electrolytic method. So electrolysis of potassium malate, that is electrolysis of sodium or potassium salt of maleic acid. Let us understand this topic. So we cannot use the salt of fumaric acid because it is insoluble in water. So here we have potassium malate, my dear students. We take the aqueous solution of potassium malate and then we pass the electricity. When we pass the electricity at anode, we get ethyne, and in electrolyte, my dear students, we may get the potassium hydroxide. At cathode, we get hydrogen gas, and at anode, we get carbon dioxide gas. So how this happens, let us look into the mechanism. The first step of the mechanism, the sodium or potassium salt of maleic acid in water gives us the two ion, anion and cation. Anion are attracted at anode, and at anode, this anion loses its two electron and produces the free radicals. This free radical again loses its 2 mole of or 2 molecule of carbon dioxide, and we get a free radical. This free radical is having double bond. The two extra electron present on the carbon, they make they combine with each other and forms the another bond, and this is how from from double bond it is have been converted to the triple bond, and this is how the acetylene is formed. So please remember, my dear students, that by using the sodium or potassium salt of dicarboxylic acid, which is unsaturated, we can produce the triple bond or we can produce the ethyne. Let us look at some other examples, my dear students. If we use the carboxylic acid where the carbon-carbon double bond is present and both these carbon are bonded to the methyl group, in that case, instead of ethyl, we will get dimethyl acetylene, or which is also known as the uh, 2 uh, 2-butene. We also get 2-butene, my dear students. Same way, my dear students, you can see that if the cyclohexane ring has got double bond and the carbon which are present into the double bond, if they have the carboxylic group, on the electrolysis, we can see we can get a cyclic compound. Same way, my dear students, please remember that if there is a cyclooctane ring and it is having double bond, the carbon involved in the double bond also have the COO group, then we can have the cyclooctane ring which is having the triple bond. Now there is one more thing I would like to share, that the triple bond in the ring is possible or it's stable only if the rings has 8 or more number of carbon. So please remember that the triple bond in the ring is possible only when the ring has got at least 8 carbon or more than 8 carbon into the ring. So here, my dear students, we stop the discussion of the Kolbe's electrolytic method, and now let us move forward to understand some questions. Why we cannot prepare methane by the coal-based electrolytic method? Let us answer this question, that why we cannot prepare the methane by the coal-based electrolytic method. So dear students, in the coal-based electrolytic method, we have seen in the mechanism that alkane or ethane is prepared by combining the two alkyl free radicals. You can see that the alkane is produced by combining the two alkyl free radicals, my dear students. So when we have two alkyl free radicals, we use this method. As methane has a single carbon, methane cannot be prepared by the coal-based electrolytic method. So we need two free radicals, and that is why methane has got only one carbon, and that is why we cannot prepare methane by this process which is known as the coal-based electrolytic method.